All right. For the service learning project, I volunteered at Panama Youth Services. Panama Youth Services is located in Jacksonville. It's a residential facility for troubled juveniles from ages 12 to 17. After speaking with the CEO, he told me a little bit about the program and explained that they take in kids from all over the state. The kids they take in are called crossover kids because many times they're coming out of foster homes and group homes. Um, Most of them, it's like a last resort because they've been kicked out of their foster home or group home, and this is kind of their last chance to get it right, and they take them in. And they house up to 18 boys at a time in the house. As far as meeting actual needs, I definitely think I was able to help. There was only two guys working in the house for all 18 guys, which meant they had a lot of work and a lot of guys to control and help out. So I was able to help the residential counselor take care of the house. We went through and cleaned. I swept the stairs, replaced trash bags, mopped the floors, and then we went through room by room and checked for contraband or anything like that. So I was able to help him. And then he still had some more work to do, so he took me to the office and taught me how to run the logbook, which is where I stayed in the office with the cameras and watched as guys left the building and returned. And every time they do that, you just have to mark down the time and who left, and that way there's record of it if anything were to happen. I was also able to talk with the guys while I was there, and I think they actually, they wanted people to talk to, and hopefully I was able to have a positive influence on them. As far as integrating learning theory, I found this to be very easy. The service learning opportunity not only tied into psychology, but also my major, which is criminal justice. So I found it very interesting. The main two things I focused on or thought that it applied to most were behaviorism and social cognitive theory. Behaviorism, because a lot of their learning was the result of environmental events. Social cognitive theory, because much of their behaviors were learned through observation and the models they had available to them. So my further research on this or explanation of why I chose those theories. So as far as environment goes, poverty and broken homes were two of the most common things for juvenile delinquents. Poverty is a direct indicator for increased likelihood of delinquency, and the likelihood that a teenage male will engage in criminal activity doubles when he is raised without a dad. And I heard a few of the guys in the limited time I was there mention that they came out of a single parent home, just their mom raised them, and that all has a great impact on children. Models in observational learning, criminal parents raise delinquent or criminal children. Um, a lot of these guys, I know one specifically mentioned that his mom was on probation currently and had been in and out of the criminal justice system. And if that's your role model and all you have available, that naturally affects your likelihood of committing crime. The big four criminogenic needs that I've learned in some of my criminal justice classes are antisocial attitudes, antisocial peers, antisocial personality, and history of antisocial behavior. Um, and these were all very evident in the home, and I could tell that this is why they focus so much on these four needs, is because this is a great issue, and about 40% of adults in prison have antisocial personality disorder. So if some of these guys don't get help now, they may end up with antisocial personality disorder, and eventually they may end up in adult prison. Um, these kind of people with antisocial personality disorder tend to agonize, manipulate, or treat others harshly, or with callous indifference. They show no guilt or remorse for their behavior. So you can see how that kind of personality would lead to criminality. Improved quality life for person served. Hopefully I was an encouragement to the guys when they talked to me and made a positive impact. I definitely alleviated a problem because they were understaffed, and I was able to help get the house clean and run the office for them when they had other tasks to do. As far as reflection, I really enjoyed my time volunteering. It allowed me to see the real life application of a juvenile justice program, and also on the psychological side of being able to observe some of the issues that these guys are facing. Beyond the classroom, I was very grateful for what I've learned when I was speaking with the psychologist. I was able to ask educated questions and know about the different theories and terms she mentioned. I was also able to infer the theories that I felt best applied, and that's why I focused on behaviorism and social cognitive theory. As far as caring for others, I definitely cared for these guys. Many times we imagine any delinquent or criminal as a terrible, mean person, and that's not the case at all. Like these guys, it allowed me to see that, yeah, they messed up, they made mistakes, but A lot of them were really nice. They wanted to talk. They were nice to talk to, and they need help. I enjoyed learning about the organization, Panama Youth Services, and I really felt that I was helping a good cause. I was able to relate to the guys because my age, I'm not much older, and I just tried to show them, I didn't look down on them. I just talked to them like any other guy, and I focused on their lives and their story and not their crimes, and that allowed me to also infer the information I needed to about psychology and what things I felt they were most affected by. As far as ownership, from start to finish, I handled setting up this volunteer opportunity. I contacted Mr. Green over the phone before Thanksgiving, and he said, "Okay, follow up with me after the holiday." So I did. I did my affidavit of good moral character, got it signed by the notary so I could volunteer, and made sure that I received all the documentation from him. Mr. Green was very accommodating and easy to work with, and I really enjoyed my time at Panama Youth Services.